These are two Japanese women's kickboxers who share almost the same harmless-looking face and took opposite routes to get where they are. One of them sits at 4 wins and 0 losses, with half of those wins ending by knockout, while the other has fought 22 times, carries 8 losses and 4 draws, and owns a championship belt. Mona Kimura arrived on April 12th of 2001 in Gifu Prefecture, stands around 166 centimeters, competes at 52 kilograms, and trains out of K1 GYM Meguro Team Tiger. Karate claimed her at the age of 4. Not the after-school hobby version of karate either, because she went on to win the JKJO All-Japan Junior Karate Championship 7 consecutive times, which means that while she was still an elementary school student, she emptied out her entire age bracket in Japan over and over again. 4th grade brought boxing on top of the karate, and that combination is where things get interesting. By 2022, she was representing Japan at the Women's World Amateur Boxing Championships, so before a single professional contract existed, Kimura already carried national team credentials in a second sport entirely, 2 disciplines, both of them stacked to a competitive ceiling before most fighters have picked one. Professional kickboxing came in 2024, and her debut that November ended by knockout. 4 fights and 4 wins is where her record stood by 2026. 2 of them finished inside the distance. What pulled her out of the combat sports bubble and into the feeds of people who have never watched a kickboxing card is the kicking, because the high kicks, the side kicks, and the chained combinations move through a range of motions so extreme that the footage stops resembling a fight and starts resembling somebody importing Chun-Li's animation data into real life. That nickname did not come from the internet. K1 itself christened her the real-life Chun-Li, and her clips have pulled tens of millions of views across social media. A karate prodigy who has been winning since she was 4 years old, a boxer with national team experience, and a face that would blend into an idol group without anyone blinking. That combination is Mona Kimura. Kiho occupies the other half of this comparison, and her file reads completely differently. Born on November 1st of 2002 in Nagareyama City, Chiba Prefecture, she stands 157 centimeters and campaigns at a fight weight around 45 kilograms, which puts her 7 full kilos underneath Kimura. Orthodox stance, fighting out of knockout, GYM, Chofu. The photographs give you blonde hair, braids, and a post-fight celebration expression that would function perfectly well as a reaction meme. Tell nobody what she does professionally, and nobody guesses correctly. Then the record loads, and the record does not match the face at all. 22 fights, 10 wins with 3 of them by knockout, 8 losses, and 4 draws. Sit with that number for a second, because Mona Kimura has competed 4 times, while Kiho has competed 22, which is more than 5 times the accumulated ring experience between 2 fighters born roughly a year and a half apart. None of it looks padded either. 8 losses live on that record, 4 draws sit alongside them, and what you are reading is a career that has genuinely been beaten on. Waiting at the far end of those 22 fights is a belt, specifically the second-generation knockout Black Women's Atom Class Championship. That contrast is the actual subject of this video, and here is where popular opinion gets it backwards. Most people slot these 2 into simple boxes, with one of them filed as the cute one and the other filed as the scary one. Lay the numbers flat and the instinct inverts completely. Run the knockout percentages. 2 finishes in 4 fights puts Mona Kimura at 50%. 3 finishes in 22 fights puts Kiho at roughly 13.6%. Measure violence by how efficiently a fighter puts another human being on the canvas, and the more dangerous woman in that ring is the 1K1 named after a video game character, the one the internet adopted as a mascot for Adorable. Half of Kimura's professional victories ended with an opponent going down. Kiho's toolkit shows up repeatedly in K1's own official fight reports, and it comes back to the same 4 weapons every time, meaning the jab, the straight, the front kick, and the low kick, all of it organized around movement and counters against incoming pressure. Strip the technical language out and the picture clarifies immediately. She does not walk forward and trade. Kiho manages range, pinning opponents at whatever distance suits her and confiscating their space one piece at a time until there is nowhere left to work from. Two entirely different species of violence live in these two records. Kimura's arrives instantly, one high kick landing, and the fight concluding, and the clip getting cut and replayed tens of millions of times before the week is out. Kiho's accumulates instead, spread across 22 appearances, 8 of which she lost, and she remains standing through all of it with a title around her waist by the end. No animated clip captures the second version. Watching entire rounds is a minimum requirement, and honestly, watching an entire career is closer to what it takes. Which raises the matchup question, and the matchup answer is that it cannot happen. Nobody is avoiding anybody here, because the obstacle is purely arithmetic. Kimura competes at 52 kilograms, while Kiho's fight weight sits around 45, leaving a 7-kilogram gap that places him in 2 separate divisions. 7 kilos does not qualify as a rounding error in striking sports. At that end of the scale, 7 kilos represents a gap in raw power, in durability, and in reach that essentially never gets closed. So, unless a promotion writes a specific catch-weight contract and pulls both athletes towards some agreed point in the middle, this fight does not exist inside the rulebook. Every argument about who would win is answering a question that was never officially asked. What remains is placing the two resumes beside each other and reading them honestly. One column gives you a dojo at 4 years old, 7 All-Japan titles, a national team slot at the World Amateur Boxing Championships, a knockout in her professional debut, an unbeaten 4-fight ledger, and an official nickname handed down by K1 itself. Almost no blemishes anywhere on it, compressed into the shortest runway this sport permits. The other column gives you 22 fights, 10 wins, 3 knockouts, 8 losses, 4 draws, and the second generation knockout black women's Atom Class Championship. Scar tissue covering every inch of that road, and the road still arrives somewhere. One of them has never tasted a defeat, the other one absorbed 8 of them and walked out a champion. Ask me which version makes the better story, and my answer is that neither one works alone, because you need both women inside the same frame before the selection criteria of this sport become visible. Talent carries a fighter to 4-0. Belts tend to end up around the waist of whoever lost 8 times and refused to leave.